From the lessons of an Ebola outbreak in Africa ending less than a decade ago, public health has been working closely with all public health systems. Our next honoree, Dr. Amy Acton, found herself in a role that nobody of our generation has had to tackle. As the state of Ohio's health director, Dr. Acton had to make many tough choices to ensure the safety of every Ohioan. She did so with grace, calmness, and wonderful stories. In fact, Dr. Acton's thoughtful manner and the actions she took got Amy and Ohio national attention. Let's learn more about Dr. Acton and the role of public health.
For me, public health is really about how do we create those conditions in our communities so that everyone has the chance to thrive and contribute to their full potential.
The moment that she was appointed, she started reaching out to health commissioners across the state. She's incredibly compassionate. She is extremely smart. She knows the science. So it's this, public health it's a science, but it's also an art. And she really blends those two things together.
I can't say enough about what an honor it was. I always said that I was the tip of the iceberg of who was working on this. Just all the employees, local health department, state health department people, and everyone who's been on the front lines. And to be in that moment with the governor and lieutenant governor, to sort of become the voice of that moment, again, stands out as an honor. And this concept of finding your voice, your authentic voice, it's a journey of a lifetime. And honestly, I had a very difficult childhood, so this issue of voice and telling the truth and speaking truth has profound meaning to me. Enter the pandemic, and I'll tell you two things. First of all, I do think because of my childhood, I'm very good in a crisis. And we went out in a press conference and we just started telling the truth as best as we knew it. And then actually saying, what could we do to help one another?
I've heard the word grit used to describe her, and I think that coupled with her super smartness makes her extremely relatable to people and trustworthy, and people can gather some reassurance from that. She used to say, I have 11 million patients, and she felt that, every single one of them. They were her individual patients.
You just can't invent the ways that we Ohioans reached out to one another. The artwork, my refrigerator is still covered in little balls with little spikes, kids' artwork of coronavirus. It was very, very moving.
And I had to say, I have a 9-year-old daughter, and all last year she was one of the thousands of little girls who admired Dr. Acton and watched the press conferences and aspired to be the next Dr. Amy Acton.
The metaphor of all of this is in the little crises we face, in such a big crisis as this, it really is about the kindnesses and the generosities and the ways we pull each other up. That is the power. That is the hero power, and it's in every one of us.
Listening to Dr. Acton's video reminds us of the informative, authentic, and inspiring voice that introduced us to a virus and how to flatten the curve. I hope those of you watching will be inspired to engage in public service, perhaps with the Red Cross. This organization relies on volunteers, whether you are welcoming donors at a blood drive or helping at a shelter after a flood. You can make a difference. Thank you for your generosity. Your gifts ensure that the Red Cross will be at the scene of a home fire to assist a family or install a free smoke alarm in homes without them. As Dr. Acton might say, put on your cape and be a superhero to someone. Pre-pandemic, most of us could not come up with the name of the State of Ohio Health Director. She shined a light on Ohio and Ohioans. From Sesame Street to Broad Street, Dr. Acton has been an educator, motivator, and role model for more than little girls in white coats. An opinion piece in the New York Times called her the leader we all wish we had. We call her a humanitarian of the year. To accept her award, here's Dr. Amy Acton.
Hello, everyone. I don't know how to thank you enough for the tremendous honor of this humanitarian award. To me, the American Red Cross has always symbolized just a tremendous light of hope when humanity faces some of its most tremendous crises and disasters. And I think of Clara Barton, one of the earliest and really most humble of all humanitarians. She never forgot her roots from whence she came, and she never really could understand being labeled something so bold as a humanitarian. And I, in receiving this today, really feel what she was saying when she would say those remarks. Because the truth of it is, the Red Cross is about training everyday citizens, each and every one of us, on how to be heroes and humanitarians for one another. It really is all the inspiration and teaching and training so that when our neighbor's in need, or someone's house is on fire, or a military family needs help, that we know how to reach out and best help one another. I thank Executive Director Corey Paul. I thank all of the employees, but mostly all of the volunteers, because the American Red Cross is mostly volunteer citizens. I thank the citizens of Ohio who really were the frontline heroes during this pandemic, and all the healthcare systems that are also being honored today. The Wexner Medical Center at Ohio State, Ohio Health, Nationwide Children's Hospital, Mount Carmel Health, and Memorial Health, and all of its employees. Because together, we really have represented the Ohioans who are helping one another through this pandemic. Again, I am just the representative of all of us reaching out to one another. So thank you. I'm honored, and I am honored to be connected and to show what all Ohioans can do when they work together to help one another. Thank you so much.